All right, so our next module or unit that we're looking at is prisms, pyramids, cones, and spheres. And we start off this unit just by defining what a prism is, what a pyramid is, and what a cone is. All right, so we'll start with this prism here, and just some definitions here. Top and bottom of this prism is called the base. All the other sides that this prism has, so like this side here, this side here, those would be the lateral sides. So a prism, any prism, a right prism, it's a 3D object and it's going to have parallel and congruent faces. Those are called the bases and the lateral sides, and they must be perpendicular to the base. So perpendicular meaning they're making 90-degree angles. The shape of the base will determine the name of the prism. So top and bottom, it's rectangular, so therefore we would call this one a rectangular prism. Just looking down here, this here therefore would be a triangular prism. Top and bottom are triangles. The lateral faces are rectangles. All right, next is looking at a pyramid. So just looking at some of the definitions. Again, I forgot to mention edges are all the straight lines like so. Those are called the edges. Here, like I said, these are also faces. So lateral faces, lateral face, and lateral face, top and bottom was the base. When we look at the pyramid, the bottom we have called the base. So here, I think it's a square, not too sure, but it looks like a square. Could be a rectangle. Top, very top point is called the apex. Each of the faces here are triangles. And we can also get the height here shown in the dotted line. It's making a right angle here at the bottom. That is the height of the pyramid. All right, so pyramid is, again, it's a 3D solid figure. It's got a polygonal base, and its lateral faces are all triangles. The shape of the base will give us the name for any pyramid. So if this is a square on the bottom, we would call that a square pyramid. All right, and lastly is a cone here. Cone, very top point is still called the apex. The base here is a circular base for cones, and we can also get the height shown here, the dotted line, and it makes a 90-degree angle with the base. All right, so that is how we would name prisms, pyramids, or cones, or being able to identify whether it is a prism, a pyramid, or a cone. All right, so like we talked about before, the shape of the base provides the name for all prisms. So here we have a rectangular base, top and bottom is rectangular in shape, so therefore this is a rectangular prism. All right, both top and bottom, the bases are congruent, so therefore it's a rectangular prism. Okay, and all the lateral faces, so this one, the one behind it, this is a lateral face, and the other one here is the lateral face. Those are all going to be rectangles or squares. All right, if we opened this up, this is what it would look like. This is its net. All right, so the net or the dismantled prism shows how a rectangular prism is constructed. Next, we can figure out the total surface area. It is shown as TSA, that's total surface area. Surface area means you are calculating the area of each face. Each face, so a rectangular prism would have 6 faces, and therefore you would calculate the area of those 6, add them together to get total surface area. If you're looking at just the lateral surface area, you're not including the area of the base, the top or bottom. That's what the lateral surface area is. All right, so we're going to take a look at an example next, and we're going to calculate the TSA, the total surface area, as well as the lateral surface area, LSA. Okay, so we're looking at this example. We have a rectangular prism, and we need to calculate the TSA as well as the LSA. So total surface area, we'll calculate first. The TSA is total surface area. All right, so length times width. So this face here and this one behind it, there's two of them. So the TSA is equal to 2LW plus 2 length times height plus 2 height W. So total surface area, again, there's two faces, two of these faces, and two top and bottom bases. So 6 faces in total. So now we can start substituting in our numbers. So 2 length is 8. Our width is 5. So 2 times 8 times 5 plus 2. Our length is 8. Our height is 6. So 2 times 8 times 6. And then plus 2 times height times width. Our height is 6. And our width is 5. All right. Then next step, order of operations, calculate these first, and then you can add them up. So we get 2 times 8 times 5, that's 80. 2 times 8 times 6 is 96. And then 2 times 6 times 5, which is 60. Now we can add those up together. So our total surface area is equal to 236 meters squared. All right, because it's still area, the units will still be in squared units. Next, we can also calculate the lateral surface area. The lateral surface area does not include the top and bottom base, okay, just the lateral sides. So LSA, lateral surface area, is equal to 2 length times height plus 2 height times width. Okay, so next we can substitute. Our length is 8, our height is 6, and then our height times width is 2 times 6 times 5. So again, we will multiply those out first and then add. So we get 96 plus 60. So our lateral surface area is equal to 156 meters squared. Just going to resume the recording. All right, so here we have another rectangular prism, and we need to calculate its total surface area given by the formula right here. So all I need to do right now is substitute everything in. Okay, so 2, our length is 8, and our width is 3, plus 2 times length times our height, plus 2 times our height times the width. All right, and then we can work on each one of these. 2 times 8 times 3 gives me 48, plus 2 times 8 times 5 is 80, and then 2 times 5 times 3 is 30. And then we just have to add those up together. And we get 158, and it is meters squared. All right, some of you might already have a calculator that you can put it all together. So this is, again, that calculator that you would use once you're in Math 10. So if I were to put this all typed in together, I can do 2 times 8, and I'm just using my brackets here, like that, plus 2 times 8 times 5, and then plus 2 times 5 times 3. So I've just put it in just like we have right here, this first step where we did the substitutions, and then you can press enter and you'll get the same answer.